$7,000.
There's something else going on here, I promise you. I'm gonna get your money back.
This Hagel guy is alive.
He's alone in a mansion.
You take Bitcoin?
How you doing, guys? Nice to see you.
How are you, Howard?
Great to see
I'm very
you.
well, thank you. Congratulations on the movie. I just watched it last night, and I loved it to bits. It's great. Obviously, it's been a long time coming, so especially for Cutter, having kind of prepared it and directed it, it must have been a long time coming to finally get it out into theaters. No?
Yeah, well, it's this odd thing where we finished the movie a year ago, but going through the cycle of film festivals and our distributors' plans, it's coming out now, but appropriately in the winter, as it's a snowy thriller.
Yeah. Now that you say that, I was curious why you actually decided to set it in a mansion in the winter. Was there any specific reason why did that actually relate to anything that you in the script or the idea for the script about cryptocurrency that kind of you wanted to set it specifically at Christmas time?
Yeah, I think we loved the Gilded Age mansions so we shot this in the Berkshires in Massachusetts, where there are many Gilded Age mansions, and the town whose high school mascot is called the Millionaires is right next to this kind of like old gritty, Rust Belt type of factory town. And there's just like wealth inequality right in front of you. And these Gilded Age mansions are such a symbol of like when things are unregulated and out of control. And I think that felt kind of appropriate for that to be the setting in the home that this kind of like runaway billionaire crypto villain was living in, or at least hiding out in.
Talking of the crypto villain, congratulations! What a fantastic role. I mean, as soon as you read that script, I mean, you must have been on board straight away. I mean, it's up there with like the Die Hard, Gruber, and someone like that. It's just so good. So it's just so different. I'm curious how much of that character was actually on the script. I imagine most of it, but what did you also bring to it after you'd read the script and you decided kind of maybe you wanted to bring certain things that you thought might work there as well, Josh?
Well, as you said, yeah, when you get a script like that, it is, it's like, everything coming up jackpot on a slot machine. You just can't believe that you get to do something like that. Especially for me, I'm, mostly in the comedy world, and very, very rarely get to dip my toe in kind of baddie territory. So it was like unbelievably fun. And yeah, John Hybe, the writer, did an incredible job, and in collaboration with Cutter, just put together this awesome story and such a, complicated, devious kind of nemesis. So as you said, most of it was already there. The exciting thing for me was kind of digging into the psyche of some of these real life kind of robber baron types, and these hucksters who have kind of are like the modern day internet snake oil salesmen, people like Elizabeth Holmes and Martin Shkreli, the pharma bro, and all these people who are just so interesting and kind of put on these personas to be these tech CEO types, and like sometimes they modulate their voices, and sometimes they have this very specific like gear that they wear, and they sort of like mythologize themselves, but deep down they're really just crooks who want to steal money. And yeah, digging into that was what was really fun for me.
It must have. I mean, people get tied up in films, and people get really tied up in films. And I mean, you must have been hours with the masking tape around the hands. That must have been quite uncomfortable, no? I mean, obviously, it must have helped inform you to kind of how to behave in that situation, no? But it also must have been quite a struggle to to get through, no?
Well, I mean, I certainly have to give all the credit to our props department. They made sure I was very comfortable, and a lot of it is smoke and mirrors. So the taped up was kind of they kind of fashioned this mitt that I was it wasn't sticky on the inside, and then they would kind of finish it each time we put it on. So I was a little bit stuck, but it wasn't like, they were ripping my knuckle hair off every time we went in. But the kind of strap around the neck that was connected, that one was like a little straight. It definitely, to your point, definitely helped kind of feel the tensity of the moment, because when something's around your neck and you are restrained, and I remember there was this rule, the thing was kind of like loosely connected to the wall, and Cutter and others would freak out every time because people would just walk over it, and they'd be like, guys, that is attached to his throat, do not walk over the strap.
At least he's on your throat, or not the wall, or something like that. Just
Yeah,
the wall.
but it did kind of add to the danger of it, because you're like, oh, like we're all make believe I'm totally safe here, but like, yeah, somebody trips on that and like maybe my windpipe caves in. I don't know.
Jesus. Safety was our number one priority.
Totally. And at 3 o'clock in the morning, definitely we were all firing on all cylinders, thinking about safety first.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned that obviously that most of the character was actually it was on the in the script when you read it. But I'm curious because there is all this kind of this intrigue and mysteriousness about who we can trust and who can't be trusted. I'm curious about you as an actor, Josh, and also Cutter as the director. If there was any kind of tricks that you played with the actors to kind of to keep them on their toes, to kind of keep the audience on their toes, because you kept the actors on your toes, if you know what I mean.
Well, I kept Josh tied by the neck to the wall with people walking over regularly just to remind him that, this was a fragile environment. No,
Not safe here.
No. I don't know. That's a good question. I think the main thing I try to do with people I'm working with is to listen to them and to try to create an environment where sort of the best ideas bubble to the surface. And so I think like the things that Josh is talking about of like modeling the characters after these particular people who I wasn't thinking about at all, but who as soon as that got introduced into the conversation, it was like so obvious. Oh, of course, that makes perfect sense. And then that would inform other choices that we would make, or like talking about, what's happening to this character when the characters aren't around. Like, is he actually like just terrified and afraid? But when when the assailants are near him, he puts on more of a confident, condescending type of attitude. And just having those types of conversations kind of constantly, it's kind of my favorite part of filmmaking in a way, is sort of just continuing to dig deeper and deeper until somebody says, "Hey, we've got to shoot," and yeah, so I think that's kind of it for me.
Well, and Cutter does such an incredible job of making a film set an atmosphere where it is just like creative and free, and you can try anything. We would improvise a lot just to get into and out of scenes, just to kind of like feel our way through things. Tony Cavalero, obviously an incredible improviser, so he keeps you on your toes because you never know what he's going to say that you have to react to, which yeah, Cutter just kind of like let that be the guiding principle, which makes it such a fun creative environment.
Brilliant. Well, give me the wrap. So thank you so much for your time. Congratulations on the film again. I can't wait for people to see it on Friday, and I hope to speak to you again sometime soon.
Thank you so much, Howard.
All right, take care.
Home invasion, kidnapping, torture. And the night is still young.